Okay, let's unpack this. We've all been there, right? Sitting next to a cat, hearing that noise, and just wondering, what does it actually mean? Is it like a secret language? Or just, feed me?
Well, it's fascinating because the reality is a lot more structured than you might think. We're diving into this amazing study today, a really systematic phonetic look at house cat sounds, done way back in 1944 by Mildred Moelk.
Wow, 1944, so this isn't just some recent thing.
Not at all. This was serious science trying to figure out the acoustics, the actual sound mechanics of your cat.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to get past the simple meow means food idea. We want to figure out what those purrs, those demanding cries, even the hisses, what they fundamentally tell us based on this research, and we'll do it quickly, get you the core knowledge without getting bogged down in, academic jargon.
Exactly. And let's get the big finding out right away. Cat sounds. They're not a language, not like ours with words and symbols. It's really more of a functional reaction.
Functional reaction, meaning?
Meaning the sound's shape, its form, comes directly from the cat's body, how air moves, throat tension, and crucially, the intensity of their feeling or effort at that moment.
Okay, that actually explains a lot. Like why asking, what does the kitty say, gets so many different answers globally. The study mentions mew is spelled, get this, 31 different ways around the world.
It does. You see things like meow, meow, noah, meow, all sorts.
But they all kind of hint at the same sound, right? That initial nasal sound like M or N, and then some vowels like ooh.
Precisely. Everyone hears that same basic acoustic shape, but because it's not a fixed word, we all transcribe it differently. It's about the sound physics, not vocabulary.
Got it. Physics, not words. So how did Moelk structure this? If it's not words, what are the categories?
She broke it down into 3 main classes, and it's all based on basically how much effort the cat's putting in and whether its mouth is open or closed.
Okay, 3 classes.
Think of it like a scale of energy. Class 1, murmurs. These are low effort. The cat's mouth stays closed, and the sound comes through the nose. Happy sounds.
Right, like purring.
Exactly. Then class 2, vowel patterns. Now the mouth opens, sound comes through the mouth, and often closes gradually. This is where your typical meows live. More effort involved.
Okay, and the third?
Class 3, strained intensity patterns. This is maximum effort. The mouth is held open, really tense, and the breath is forced out.
So like if I whisper what, that's a murmur. If I just ask what, normally that's a vowel pattern. And if I yell what, that's strained intensity.
That's a perfect analogy. It's a spectrum of physical effort.
What's really interesting, you mentioned the physics are different from us.
Oh, absolutely. For starters, we mostly make sounds when we breathe out. Cats. They vocalize breathing and de-breathing out.
Wait, really? Both ways?
Yeah.
How can you even tell the difference just listening?
It's subtle. But yeah, with murmurs, for instance, the inhale sound is often a little bit louder, maybe rougher because they're pulling air in. The exhale is smoother.
Huh, okay. What else is different?
A big one. How they change vowel sounds. We move our jaw, lips, tongue around a lot. Cats. It's mostly about changes in throat tension. They don't seem to use the tip of their tongue much at all for these sounds.
So they're not shaping words with their mouth like we do. It's more like their emotional state changes that tenses or relaxes the throat, and that changes the sound directly.
You've got it. It feels much more direct, less filtered, as you say. They ramp up the feeling, the sound changes, but it's still tied to that physical process.
Okay, this framework is helpful. Let's dive into the sounds themselves. Class 1, the murmurs, the good stuff. Tell us about the purr.
Right, the classic purr. It's that continuous vibration happening on both the inhale and the exhale. As we said, inhale might be a bit rougher, or exhale, smoother, RHSN. But here's where it gets interesting. What does that roughness or smoothness actually signal?
I always just figured smooth means relaxed, sleepy cat. Rough maybe means louder.
Roughness does often mean more intensity. Vigorous purring, maybe they're really excited or getting super into being petted. But smoothness, yes, it can mean drowsy contentment, but it can also mean really eager, alert interest, especially if the cat's breathing deeply and quickly. The vibrations kind of merge into this one smooth, deep hum.
Whoa, okay, so a really smooth purr could be, I'm half asleep, or this is the best thing ever, and I am laser focused on it. Context is key then.
Absolutely critical. Now, still in the murmur class, moving beyond general feeling to interaction, there's the greeting or request murmur. Phonetically, it's like one single drawn-out, inhaled part of a purr, that little Mr. sound.
Oh, yeah. The little trill they do when they run up to you?
That's the one. And the study notes it can be quite long, like the cat keeps making it even while running upstairs to greet you.
Okay, what about when they want something more specific? Is there a demanding murmur?
There is. Moelk called it the call, or the command murmur. Phonetically, it's amhern.
How is that different from the greeting? Just louder.
Not just louder. It has this specific, tense, constricted quality. It sounds deeper, maybe a bit guttural, like it starts with a tiny catch in the throat.
I think I know that sound. The follow me to the empty food bowl N-O-W sound?
That's exactly its function. It's specifically to get someone to move towards the cat. It can be a soft little coaxing sound or a pretty firm, insistent command. It signals approach.
Perfect. And what about when they finally get what they were calling for?
Ah, that's the acknowledgement. Just a short, single murmur, like a little confirmation noise when they get the treat, or even just see it coming, like saying, okay, got it.
Transaction complete. Okay, so that covers the closed mouth murmurs. What happens when the mouth opens? Class 2. Vowel patterns. This is meow territory, right? always about wanting something.
Pretty much, it's generally about demand. The classic insistent meow, phonetically like and vi.u, but with lots of variations. The exact sound depends on how fast they push the air out, how quickly they open and close their mouth.
And how do they show they really mean it?
They put more stress on the first part of the sound. The me part gets louder, more emphatic as the demand gets stronger.
Okay, and what if they're completely desperate? Like that piece of chicken is right there, but just out of reach.
That shifts into what the study calls the begging demand. The whole pattern slows down, becomes more even, and really drawn out. Especially the final ooh sound gets prolonged. It's like they lose all composure in their focus on the goal.
That drawn out sound, it feels like their confidence is wavering a bit too.
Yeah.
Which leads nicely to bewilderment, right? That confused meow.
Exactly. The bewilderment sound meow pops up when the cat's unsure or things aren't going as expected. The key marker is that prolonged final vowel sound, the U, has a distinct rising pitch at the end. That questioning whine.
The, wait, what? You were supposed to open the door sound?
That's the one. Uncertainty made audible.
Now this is tricky. How do you tell the difference between a really intense, maybe frustrated demand and a genuine complaint? They can sound pretty similar, can't they?
Phonetically, yes, they're hard to tell apart sometimes, like mhrj.uu. But the function is different. A demand is directed outward. I want that thing. A complaint is more inward. The cat's feeling general discomfort, maybe pain, or just being bothered.
So outward goal versus inward feeling.
Right. And here's a really interesting point from the study. You can often satisfy a complaint with just sympathy, talking to the cat. But a demand usually needs you to actually do something.
So saying, poor baby, might actually work sometimes if it's a complaint. You're acknowledging their inward state.
It could well do. Okay, briefly, class 3. Strained intensity patterns, the negative stuff.
The warning signs.
First, the growl grr, low in the throat through its tense, often starts with a hard G sound. That's the start of hostility. Clear warning.
Definitely. Then what?
During a fight, you get the wail y.u, that's basically a growl, but the mouth opens and closes. And snarls, AO, which are these quick, harsh sounds made breathing in sharply.
Oh, nasty. And spitting.
Spitting FS seems totally involuntary. A sudden puff of air when surprised or scared. Pure reflex.
So it takes a while for cats to develop this whole repertoire. Kittens don't just pop out knowing all these sounds.
Definitely not. The study found kittens are far from mature vocally, even at like 11 weeks old. Purring starts super early, maybe day 2. The greeting murmur pops up around week 3.
But not the complex meows.
No. The confident demands, the complaints, the bewilderment sounds, those rely on anticipating things, on being frustrated when expectations aren't met. That comes from experience, from conditioning. A tiny kitten hasn't learned all that yet.
So learning the meows is tied to learning how the world works and how we work.
Exactly. In fact, the study suggests a kitten's vocal maturity is really measured by how well it masters all the different murmur variations first. Those seem to require more subtle control.
Okay, this is great. Let's circle back to the main point for you, the listener. Since these sounds aren't words, what information are we actually getting when our cat makes noise? Setting aside the situation, what does the sound itself tell us, according to Moelk?
Right. Stripped down to basics, the sounds convey 3 key things. First, satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Is it closer to a purr or closer to a growl or wail? Relaxed or tense?
Okay, state of contentment makes sense. What's second?
Second, certainty or uncertainty. Is the sound strong, stressed at the start? Or is it weak, drawn out with that rising pitch at the end, like in bewilderment?
Confidence level. Got it. And third?
Third, intent regarding interaction. Are they trying to get you to approach them using that command murmur at erm? Or are they trying to make you withdraw using a growl grrr?
Approach or withdraw. So feeling good, bad, certainty, sure, unsure. Intent, come here, go away.
That's the functional core of it.
And the specific thing, the milk, the door open, the petting that's not in the sound itself. That comes purely from the situation, the context, the habits you built up with your cat.
Precisely. Your interaction shapes how effective that meow becomes for getting a specific result. You condition each other.
So this deep dive really shows it's less about decoding a language and more about understanding these physiological signals that we then give meaning to through our relationship.
Well put. And here's something really interesting to chew on, a final thought from the source material. It notes that the human voice seems much more effective at changing a kitten's behavior than even the mother cat's voice is.
Really? Even before the kitten links us to food?
Apparently so. Simple human vocal encouragement or discouragement seems incredibly powerful in shaping how kittens act, maybe even more so than their own mom's sounds. The mother cat often has to use physical correction, but our voice alone can have a huge impact.
Huh. Why would that be? That is definitely something to think about.
It is something to ponder next time you use that special high-pitched kitty voice.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into what the cat is really saying, or rather signaling through its fascinating, functional, but definitely not symbolic sounds.